Jazmine Marie Sullivan, born April 9, 1987, is an American R&B and soul singer-songwriter. She has won 2 Grammy Awards, a Billboard Women in Music Award, and 2 BET Awards over the course of her career. In 2022, Time placed her on their list of the 100 most influential people. Born and raised in Philadelphia, she signed with J Records to release her debut studio album, Fearless, 2008. It peaked at number 6 on the Billboard 200, atop the Billboard Top R&B/Hip-Hop Albums chart, and received platinum certification by the Recording Industry Association of America, RIA. 2 of its singles, Need You Bad and Bust Your Windows, peaked within the top 40 of the Billboard Hot 100. The former became Sullivan's first number 1 on the Billboard Hot R&B/Hip-Hop Songs chart. Her second album, Love Me Back, 2010, peaked at number 17 on the Billboard 200 and saw further critical praise. After a 3-year hiatus, Sullivan signed with RCA Records, successor to J Records, to release her third album, Reality Show, 2015. Met with continued success, it peaked at number 12 on the chart and earned 3 Grammy Award nominations. Her first extended play, EP, Hose Tales, 2021, debuted at number 4 on the Billboard 200 and was met with widespread critical acclaim, supported by the platinum-certified singles Pick Up Your Feelings and Girl Like Me, featuring Her. Life and career. 1987 to 2006, early life. Jazmine Sullivan's parents are Don and Pam Sullivan. Her mother is a former backup singer for Philadelphia International Records. When she was 5 years old, her father landed a position as a curator for the city's historic Strawberry Mansion in the Strawberry Mansion section of Philadelphia, and her family moved into the historical landmark. Sullivan is a 2005 graduate of the Philadelphia High School for the Creative and Performing Arts, where she was a vocal music major. Sullivan began singing as a contralto in the children's choir, and later in the adult choir. Sullivan's exposure to secular music was initially limited. 2003 to 2009, career beginnings and Fearless. Sullivan performing live at a concert in Columbia, South Carolina in 2008. At 15, Sullivan signed to Jive Records. She recorded an album, which was never released, and she was eventually dropped from the label. Sullivan provided vocals for Kindred the Family Soul's song, I Am, as well as background vocals on the song Party's Over, and the title track to their 2003 debut Surrender to Love. She first met rapper Missy Elliott during the session. Elliott went on to produce both the majority of her debut album, Fearless, and tracks on Love Me Back. Sullivan wrote and recorded with producers Cool and Dre a song titled Say I with producers Cool and Dre. It was given to Dre's then-girlfriend Christina Milian for her third album, So Amazin'. The song became the lead single, peaking at number 13 on the Hot R&B/Hip-Hop Songs as well as reaching number 21 on the Hot 100 chart. Sullivan's breakthrough song, Need You Bad, was released in May 2008. The song, featuring additional vocals by Missy Elliott and Sandy Papa Denton of Salt-N-Pepa, later debuted at number 37 on the Billboard Hot 100 and was on top of the Hot R&B/Hip-Hop Songs for 34 weeks. Sullivan's debut album Fearless was released on September 23, 2008. At the time, she wrote and composed many of its songs and served as the album's executive producer alongside Missy Elliott, Salaam Remi, and Peter Edge. The album received production from Elliott, Remi, Stargate, Carvin and Ivan, Jack Splash, and Fisticuffs. Fearless debuted at number 1 on the top R&B/Hip-Hop albums and at number 6 on the Billboard 200. Sullivan followed her debut single with the release of the second single from Fearless, Bust Your Windows, which reached number 4 on the Hot R&B/Hip-Hop Songs and number 31 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming her most successful single on that chart to date. Bust Your Windows appeared on the first season of the Fox hit television show Glee and was also nominated for a Grammy for Best R&B Song. In 2014, Stevie Wonder claimed he considered Bust Your Windows a classic song. Lions, Tigers and Bears was released as the album's third single in December 2008. It scored her third consecutive top 10 on the Hot R&B/Hip-Hop Songs, reaching number 10. And garnered some mainstream success by reaching number 74 on the Billboard Hot 100. Sullivan later pursued success in the United Kingdom, and she first released Dream Big as a single in the UK in February 2009. The song was released as the fourth and final single from the album in April 2009. The album has a platinum certification by the Recording Industry Association of America and has sold more than 510,000 copies in the United States. Sullivan performing live in February 2009. Sullivan was featured on a song entitled Smoking Gun with Jadakiss on his third studio album The Last Kiss. The song was influenced by a family friend, Devonte Wongwai, from New York City, who wanted to hear the duo on a record. She was also a supporting act for fellow American R&B singer Maxwell on his 2008 U.S. tour and was the opening act for Ne-Yo's 2009 Year of the Gentleman tour. She additionally appeared on Ace Hood's second studio album, Ruthless. On the song Champion, she went on to headline a few dates with Ryan Leslie, before participating in the Essence Music Festival in June 2009. In the same year, Sullivan appeared in commercials for Cotton Incorporated. Additionally, Sullivan made a guest appearance on Snoop Dogg's 10th studio album Malice and Wonderland on the song Different Languages. 2010 to 2011, Love Me Back. Sullivan began working on her second album, Love Me Back, in 2009. Producers contributing to the album included Missy Elliott, Lamb, Ne-Yo, Anthony Bell, Los Demistro, Ryan Leslie, and Salam Remy, who is also a major contributor to Fearless. Songs recorded for the album include Love You Long Time, Don't Make Me Wait, a tribute to Prince, Redemption, Excuse Me, Good Enough, and the reported sequel to Buster Windows titled You Get On My Nerves, which was co-written by Ne-Yo. The album was completed in June 2010 and released on November 30, 2010. The album debuted at number 17 on the Billboard 200 and sold 57,000 copies in its first week. In an interview with National Public Radio, Sullivan explained that the album was about her personal experiences, stating, "It's very therapeutic for me at times to just sit down and write lyrics and music. As I look at all of the songs that I've written, I see now that some of them have been a little too personal. When I was younger, I was very quick to react. Buster Windows shows that part of me, but now I feel like I'll think about my reaction and take my time and react 10 seconds later. I live life and it gives me the material to write for the next album." The album's lead single, Holding You Down, Goin' in Circles, was released on July 10, 2010. The song debuted at number 60 on the Billboard Hot 100. The music video for the song premiered on August 30, 2010. The song would later be nominated for a Grammy Award for Best Female R&B Vocal Performance in 2011. The album's second single, 10 Seconds, was released to radio airplay in late September and debuted at number 15 the Hot R&B/Hip Hop Songs. The song was later released for digital download on October 25, 2010. An accompanying music video was later filmed and was released on November 12, 2010. In early December 2010, Billboard honored Sullivan as the rising star for 2010. Later, she announced that she was working on her third studio album. In January 2011, Sullivan announced via Twitter that she was indefinitely leaving the music industry, saying, "I promised myself when it wasn't fun anymore I wouldn't do it. And here I am. I'm not saying I won't ever sing again in my life, because I don't believe that. But in this moment, right now, got some things to figure out." On October 7, RCA Records announced it was disbanding J Records along with Arista Records and Jive Records. With the shutdown, Sullivan, along with all of the artists previously signed to the three labels, were removed from the label and later redirected to RCA, all being moved to that label's roster. 2014 to 2019, return to music and reality show. In 2014, Sullivan returned to music with the announcement of her new album, Reality Show. In an interview with Billboard, Sullivan described her return as inevitable, saying she can't escape her calling. She based her album Reality Show on watching reality shows during her hiatus, which inspired the namesake. The album consists of 14 songs and features production from Key Wayne and Salam Remy. The lead single Dumb featuring American rapper Meek Mill was released on May 12, 2014. The song debuted at number 45 on the R&B/Hip Hop airplay. The second single Forever Don't Last was released on September 16, 2014. It peaked at number 10 on the Adult R&B Songs chart. On January 13, 2015, Jazmine Sullivan released Reality Show to widespread critical acclaim, with the album reaching number 1 on the Billboard R&B albums and number 2 on the top R&B/Hip Hop albums. Reality Show sold 30,000 copies in its first week. Slant Magazine commented, "Despite what the rasp in her voice might suggest, Sullivan clearly sees herself as something other than R&B's next great queen of pain. Her central themes, love and self-image, don't stray far from genre convention, but her musical versatility and keenly observed characters make her one of the most captivating artists in R&B today." The album earned Sullivan 3 Grammy Award nominations for Best R&B Album and Best Traditional R&B Performance, Let It Burn. In 2016, Sullivan was featured in the visual album Endless by Frank Ocean. Sullivan lent her vocals to 4 songs from the album: Alabama, Wither, Hublets, and Rushes. Sullivan was the lead writer for these 4 songs on Mary J. Blige's album Strength of a Woman, and sang backup vocals on the first 3 of them: Thick of It, Set Me Free, Glow Up, and Thank You. Strength of a Woman album liner notes, she in partnership with fellow American singer Bryson Tiller released Insecure for the soundtrack for the 2nd season of the HBO series of the same title. Also in 2016, she performed the national anthem at the first game of the 2016 NHL Stadium Series at TCF Bank Stadium featuring the Chicago Blackhawks and Minnesota Wild. In 2019, Sullivan was featured on Pentatonix's Christmas collection The Best of Pentatonix Christmas on the group's cover of Joyful, Joyful. 2020 present, Hose Tales. In August 2020, Sullivan announced the release of a new song titled Lost One, marking her return to music. Within hours of the announcement, the phrase New Jasmine trended on Twitter across the United States. The song was released the next day along with the confirmation of her extended play, EP, Hose Tales. Sullivan released the 2nd single Pick Up Your Feelings on November 20, 2020. Hose Tales was released on January 8, 2021. With first-week sales of 42,000 copies, the EP debuted at number 4 on the U.S. Billboard 200 chart and earning Sullivan her highest-peaking album on the chart. In February 2021, it was announced that Sullivan was nominated for the 52nd NAACP Image Awards, which took place on March 27, 2021. She competed with artists such as Beyoncé, Her, Ledisi, and Alicia Keys for the Outstanding Female Artist category. On February 7, she performed the Star-Spangled Banner alongside country artist Eric Church at Super Bowl LV. In May, she earned the first single gold certification of Hose Tales with Pick Up Your Feelings. On June 24, 2021, Sullivan released Tragic. On June 27, she performed Tragic at the 2021 BET Awards along with On It, featuring Ari Lennox. She was awarded the BET Award for Album of the Year that night. Also in 2021, Sullivan teamed up with soul singer-songwriter Curtis Harding on the duet Our Love for the soundtrack of the Emmy Award-winning Netflix series Arcane. Sullivan also recorded the ending credit version of the song Come to Your Senses for the musical Tick, Tick, Boom. In 2023, Rolling Stone ranked Sullivan at number 182 on its list of the 200 greatest singers of all time. Musical style. Sonically, Sullivan's voice alternates between modern productions and a 1980s influenced sound which music critics say gives her old-school hip-hop sound. Her voice type is contralto. Her voice has a solid agility in all registers and is well connected between an A2 and a G5. InStyle said that she has a raspy voice. She describes her writing style as flashbacks, in reference to her songs about failed relationships that were both physically and emotionally abusive. Her music displays her responses to these relationships famously with her song Buster Windows. She likes to write about how she is feeling, which in turn, taking a day or up to a month to complete. During the recording of the album reality show, Sullivan spent so much time revising and re-recording that the producers had to force her to release the album to prevent a delayed release. Sullivan is well known for writing her own songs, which amplifies her substantial popularity from both critics and fans. Sullivan's song Buster Windows was listed at number 137 on National Public Radio's list of the 200 greatest songs by 21st Century Women. Personal life. On May 11, 2020, Sullivan announced that her mother Pam had been diagnosed with inflammatory breast cancer in October 2019. In her Instagram post she wrote, "If being your daughter has taught me one thing, it is how to work with something ugly, painful even, and make it a work of art." On July 24, 2023, Sullivan revealed that her mother passed away 2 days earlier on July 22.